This is an update on my NASCOM FPGA project. Here's a summary of the changes since the last video. Firstly, I have the external SDcard interface working. I now have external RAM, that's 512k bytes, and it's paged in the same way as the MAP80 scheme, so it appears to behave like two 256k MAP80 cards. And when we have CPM working, it will be pageable and usable as a RAM disk. There's a new ROM in the address space, which I call the special boot ROM. It's a 1K in size and it's decoded at address 1000. It's enabled automatically after reset and then can be disabled under software control. Because it's up at 1000, it can call the NASCOM initialization routine, and then it can make use of NASCOM restart calls for I/O, which makes it much simpler to write code for that ROM. The main function of that ROM is to provide a boot menu which loads images and menu information and configuration information from the SDcard. The hardware is pretty much unchanged. I'm still connected to a terminal emulator through an RS-232 converter. Here is the SD card plugged into an adapter, and here is the external memory. Although this memory is on a little breakout board, it would normally be a 0.6 inch dual inline device. So let's see what happens when I press reset. We start up the menu. It's almost instant, even though it's been read off the SD card. And now from the terminal emulator, I can choose any of these options. Each option corresponds to a text string stored on the SD card, which describes which images to load, where to load them, and how to start up the system after they've been loaded. So if I start by selecting, if I press the letter J, now what's happened is, firstly, the boot ROM for NASCOM CPM has been loaded into memory at F1000. The NASCOM video has been remapped from address 800 up to address F800, all under software control, and then control's been passed into the boot ROM, so it's attempted to boot CPM. There's no disk controller present at the moment, so it simply hangs. I'll press reset. The next menu item I'll show you is, I'll press the letter K, and what happens now is we run the boot routine for the MAP80 VFC card. You notice that it's switched to 80 column video. It took a few moments to display that text, and that was mostly time taken for the monitor to resync. And when I reset again, it has to resync back to 48 columns, which takes a few moments. Normally, if I press reset, you'll see that that slight flicker with the screen is it rebooting. It's very quick. So the other menu items, I can load some pre-canned programs into memory at 1000. So here's the classic Lollipop Lady trainer. You can see there is no NASCOM Video Snow on this screen. Unfortunately, I can't play the game because it doesn't accept input from the serial port, only from the NASCOM keyboard. I can start up, I can press M and start Space Invaders. Again, that's playing itself. Press reset. I can start up, I can replace the existing debug monitor with T4, and now I can type commands into T4, except it doesn't use ASCII, so carriage return is Control Shift _. So that was a halt instruction. Execute, and you can see the halt LED on the board has been illuminated, and now I have to press reset again. if I use the letter the letter E, then I'm in NASCIS, but the memory has been loaded up with a number of useful images, so I can go into Basic, go back to the monitor, I can start up Zeep, write a very unuseful program and assemble it. Go back to NASCIS, I can start up NASCIS, the NASCOM debugger, which is in memory at C1000, like that, and now when I try and use the NASCOM single step command, instead of getting a cryptic display, I'll get a nice display with a lot more information. Or I can execute the disassembler, unassemble memory from 0 to 100, no data areas. There. Now press reset again. I can start Pascal. I can start Polydos, but again I can't actually boot because I've got no disk controller. Or I can start Astos, like that. What I should also be able to do is to load NASCIS 1 rather than NASCIS 3, but for some reason that's not working. Okay, that's all for now.